Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got another edition of After Hours, something different, something not computer related, still electronics, but let's take a look here. We've got a brake light we got to take a look at for a friend. Chief, this is going out to you. We're working on your stuff, so let's get into this thing. I had to get some ends, so I had to pull sleeving back and disconnect this, which will reconnect it with solder and heat shrink when we're done. I didn't have any way to interface with that easy, so we just chopped the end basically real quick. We'll put it back. If need be, we will put solid straight through wires off of the plugs in there if we have to depin it and figure it out. I don't think we will, though. I think we can make it work as is. So right now, I've got my power supply on at 8 volts. This should run on 12 or a little less. We've got our common wire and our ground wire. Let's see what we can figure out with this thing. It was suspected to be LED bulb because it is LED lit. Let's cover up our end. Okay, that's about as covered as we can make it safely. We'll put it... I don't like that. We're going to apply a clamp to keep that out of the way. Let's see, do I have the little one? Okay, I don't want that wire coming in contact with anything, so we're going to clamp it. Not there, we're not. Right here. Okay, let's do this. We'll clamp that on the back. That keeps it safely out of our way. And then we'll clamp our ground on here as well. Oh, let's see. We have... So we do have something loose somewhere along the line. We've got something flexing. Yeah, that could make you think right there that you got a blown bulb, when in fact you don't. Alright, so let's take a look. To get this unit out of here, we're going to have to melt some plastic, but that's alright. We'll take and melt some to get it back in. So depending which... Yeah, we have to have a loose connection somewhere. Just over time from the vibration of driving a car, stuff can loosen up. So what we're going to do, let's go ahead, we'll disconnect our power. And take this out of the vise. We'll go ahead and flip it over. Okay, so it looks like we have something we can solder to there. Take a quick minute and heat up our connections. We got the iron fired up using the Hacko. We'll apply just a little solder. We're going to hit up each one of our wires. There's one. And two. And then we'll even hit up, if you can see here, it's going to be hard to see, but you should be able to see it. Okay, let's move that out of the way. So our ground wire connects to the board, then our common wire comes over, or positive, and connects right here. And then to get that positive signal out, I'm guessing there's this little trace here under that wire that goes out to this metal piece. So that's probably our power goes to, let's find out. Let's do this how we should. Alright, so we're going to get our multimeter out. We're not going to use our small tips for this one. We're going to use normal size tips. We got it in continuity mode. We will zoom out just a little so you can see the display there. And we're going to hold onto our one wire. Yes. So our common positive wire coming in here goes to this little port, this little pad. These two are connected, and it goes back out the metal here, which means if we flip this over and take a look, let's take a look. So we should find continuity all along the top. Now, what's funny is when you're messing with LEDs, you can take the power of your multimeter and it will light up LED strips. Do you see that? Those. Here, let's turn off this light. So there, now you should be able to see. And there's not enough power in it. But it will light those two. That's the wrong side. We want that would be our positive. And then our negative should be over here, because these are all wired. Is it in series or parallel? I forget. I always forget. They're not wired in series. They're wired. Yeah, they're wired in series. Is this our ground? No. Where does our ground come through? Is it this? Should be this, but it's not. Boy, that's strange. Where does our ground come through on this one? Yeah, I wasn't wrong. We may have a loose ground somewhere along the line, or just not enough juice to make it through the whole chain. But yes, right here is where we should have, we don't have continuity on the ground. So something, let's leave this attached right here. Can we even do that? Boy, that's going to be screwy. Let's we'll double hand it. How about that? So we have a loose contact somewhere. Let's find that. We're going to heat it up and pull it apart. We may not get continuity. It may be too many bulbs wired together to figure that part out, but let's take a look nonetheless. We have to add some heat to here, 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 and then we can pull the whole assembly out. So we're going to do that now. We shouldn't need this thing up at hundreds of degrees Celsius. We just want to soften that plastic a little bit with high airflow. We're going to put it about, we'll go about 5 on our airflow, and we're going to take it down to 116 Celsius. That should warm our plastic up enough to start lifting that out of there. And we need a good tool to pry with. Let's see if this will make it soft. Not soft enough, we're going hotter. Six on the airflow. We're going to take our temp up a little. We don't want to do any damage to the housing, but we do want to soften it up so we can get this whole unit out. Alright, there's one, and we didn't damage the housing. We just softened up the peg that this whole assembly was sitting on. So now we're going to get this assembly in our board. Oh boy, did we do that one first? Let's see here. That will start letting the board come out. So yeah, I say we do that one next. And we'll work our way across. It's going to be harder to get that one, but we have to get in there and pry on that. Check our board. We may have to do it from this side. Yeah, I think. Okay, so we're going to press from the back side as we heat this side. Alright, so we're off halfway across. We have this mount undone and this one. We need to do this and then that. Let's say we start the same way. We'll hold this down and pry from this side. Let's move this over and access the back side of our board. We're going to press up on it. Right here. I think that's what's keeping us. Okay, so there's that one. Now we can get this other side off. After you pop something up off of one of those melted plastic pegs, you want to hold it up a little so it doesn't sink back down and smash the peg to where it's not usable. This one did fold back over, but we're going to reheat it and try and lift this unit up off of it. Which we have right there. And there we got it. Alright, it's going to be hot. Woo! Okay. And we will take a look at our circuit here. I don't think we have a bad resistor. We have a diode there. So 2 resistors and a diode. Well, we now know where to hold our project, so let's get that out of the way and get our leads back out here. Let's see if we can light this thing again. See if we can tell where there's a loose connection. So it seems like right here. So that's just punched together, like metal that's clamped together. It seems like we're getting a bit of a loose connection there. Go ahead, pull the power. We're going to attempt to clip this in. We're going to resolder this side. We'll hit all these leads, like resolder everything here real quick to make sure that it's got a good electrical connection. And then I think we're going to attempt to solder these in place, at least on this one. I mean, maybe they're designed that way to flex a little. I'm not seeing it. I'm really not. It doesn't make sense what they got going on there. Why would they clamp it when they could use? I mean, it's a cheap way to make it, yes. Or maybe a smart way to make it. I don't know. I'm not an auto lighting engineer. I don't engineer lighting for automobiles. However, I would have gave some physical solid connection rather than just punching pieces of tin together. So let's work on these connections here real quick. And then we'll do the rest. Let's see if it makes a difference. Ooh, I don't like that. Okay. Yeah, you're clamping onto something that isn't supposed to be clamped. Well, that's why they call them helping hands. They're not here to clap for us, are they? Of course not. Fair enough. Let's go over these few connections here. We're going to hit them with some solder quick. Negative. Did that. You know what? Whatever we just soldered, I think took care of our connection. They're not going out, they're staying on. Kick the fires and light the tires on this one. When they are lit, we can, so these little stamp portions where they stamp the edges of the LED housing down, it's just like a, not really a stamp, more like a punch where they punch the 2 pieces of metal together. That's what they did, was punch the little light housing to these metal frames. When you move those, yeah, nothing's going, nothing's going. So I'd say reattaching the stuff in the back did it. We'll see if it works out for Chief. Hopefully it does. Anyhow, if this is your thing, if this is what you get into, fixing, doing, tinkering, you know, saving stuff from the landfill, saving this big island Earth that we live on. If you know how to do it and someone needs it done, give them a hand. You know, take this person's device, electronics, computer, brake light, make it work again, make it awesome. Why not? If you know how to do it, give the person a hand. Don't rip them off. Help them fix it. Teach them how to fix it. Spread this stuff. Get it out there. I think that's what we need, is more people sharing how to do stuff. It's no big secret. Everybody has to learn from somewhere. The more people we have showing how to do this, the more people will know how to do it. Thank you for clicking the link, watching. If this is what you get into, think about subscribing. Give it a like. Share this with one person if you do anything today. And we will see you in the next video. There you go, Chief.